you for being here today to our webinar dedicated to present you our last features of the latest version of UrbaWind, the 3.5. And today I will be joined with Guillaume Cagnot.
Hi, everyone.
Which is our expert at Metodyne. And on the panel today, I'm the business manager of the urban product line at Metodyne, and I'm managing all the territories related to the consulting or software with UrbaWind. And I let Guillaume present himself.
Yeah, I'm working in Metodyne since almost 15 years now as a technical product leader of UrbaWind. I'm leading also research about urban research and I'm doing consulting activities. I'm very pleased to be here with you today.
And today, just before going into details of the new features, I want to present you Metodyne in general. And just to do a quick summary of Metodyne, we are existing now since more than 20 years, and we are dedicated to help and serve our clients on many fields regarding the wind engineering sector. So we can help many fields like the building and infrastructure, transportation and networks, climate change, solar and photovoltaics panels, or the onshore and offshore wind. But technically, on the next slide, you can see the main subject of today that will concern the buildings and infrastructure, especially for the wind engineering. And on the next slide, you can see also what we can address with our expertise. So technically, we can help on the safety related regarding construction site, the construction of lightweight or building structures, the urban comfort and renewable energy, and also the impact of the climate change on cities and buildings. And on the next slide, you can see also that Metodyne is a part of the CLS group. So CLS is a French company working with the satellite data management. And thanks to them, we can also have all other subsidiaries in the world. So we can help you on many topics, but also in other regions of the world besides France. And also, I want to do a quick focus on how you can use our dedicated software and expertise regarding the urban projects you may have. So when you look at the timeline, technically, UrbaWind can help you on different aspects, like the project analysis, but also the validation phases. So with one dedicated software, you can do the pre-analysis of your site, the wind modeling, the integration of the architectural design, but also the evaluation and the confirmation and adjustment if needed. So thanks to one software, you can have one tool to do many things in a urban project. And for the agenda of today, we will have many topics to talk about, but technically we will do a quick focus on the new features, especially the new wind database for Australia and New Zealand, the future climate scenario, especially for already existing area in UrbaWind, our new services dedicated for the furniture of wind data called the Wind Data Portal, the synthesis comparison tool that will exist in a new feature, in a new version, the 3.5 version, the improvements we did on the rendering and the visualization, the color map improvements, but also in the last point, the option to return to default viewpoint, the export as CSV, new background of UrbaWind. So other improvements in general. And to present the first point, I will let the floor to Guillaume.
Thanks, Guillaume. Thanks for this introduction. So we are very excited here to introduce you to this new version. So major work have been done about wind data. We know that for you this is tricky. It can be tricky at least to assess correctly the wind in your projects. So you know that you have already a database written in UrbaWind. And so the first point was to extend to new region. So we made a focus on Oceania with Australia and New Zealand, so 2 more countries. So we have 9 more cities. This add to the existing, and we have now more than 200 cities in the world, 210 to be precise. So that's quite new. You have in the red the UrbaWind 3.4 and in green the new area cover. So let's move to the next point. Okay, so you probably heard, you are familiar with climate change, and you probably heard that the wind will be affected. So if not, I'm telling you that the wind will be affected in this century. Globally, if you are looking at the literature, is going to be decreased over the world, but you have difference according to the region. You can have increase or decrease. So it's very interesting to have a look on what will be correct for your country. So the idea is that we collect the data from EPCC. We average dozen of models. Sorry, we made a multi-average model. And we have 2 horizons, 2050 and 2090, and 2 RCP scenario, 4.5 and 8.5. So we cover France, we cover North America, we cover Israel and Oceania. So the idea is that you can evaluate what will be the wind comfort or wind energy or natural ventilation of your project for the next years or during this century. So I will give you some example on the next slide. I'll make some comparison let's start with Paris, France. We are comparing here the frequency of discomfort, so how much you're going to exceed velocity of, here it's 3.5 meter per second gust velocity. So how much time in the year? And so we have made a comparison what will be in 2050 and what will be 2090 with respect to nowadays. So it's a delta. So as you can see, it's going to decrease. So it will be more comfortable in Paris, and even during this century to be more and more comfortable regarding the wind comfort. You have the wind rows below. It's not obvious. It's very small change. The wind rows direction is not much different, and the wind speed is similar, but you can see some small change. And now let's move to a new country. We're going to have a look in Canada, in focus in Toronto. So I've applied the wind comfort criteria of Canada, which is 4 meters per second. And here, same tendency is going to decrease. So it will be more comfortable, less wind. So this is the same tendency that Paris and the global tendency. It can reach, for example, in 2050, it can be up to about 2% less of frequency exceeding the criteria, and it can reach about 3% less. So it's going to you could be more comfortable with time. And let's see what's going on in Israel. I focus result on Tel Aviv. So I've applied the criteria, Gauss criteria of 6 meters per second. And you see tendency here is not as clear as before. You can have positive and negative. So meaning that it can be less comfortable and more comfortable. So the situation has changed because wind direction has changed also. So in some area, you can see the red area. You have those particularly for 2090 in the north parts. You have more wind, so less comfortable. And you have some area with blue color, which means less wind, so more comfortable. So the tendency, as you see, is not obvious to forecast, to guess what will be in the future. So that's why UrbaWind will help you, the new version, for the wind comfort to come in your countries. This is quite big feature, I think. We are the first to do it. Hope you will like it. Okay, so let's move to the next point. It's also a big change. So what's new is that from UrbaWind, you know that we talk about database, but you may have point which is not in the database. So the idea is now you can actually click in UrbaWind and it will forward to our new wind data portal. So it will link to climate change data. So you can order anywhere in the world and the horizon you would like, the RCP you would like. And you may have other options that can interest you in the wind portal in the other web page. So it is also a big step, not only for UrbaWind, but for Methodin, because you can find more and more data now in our website. Okay, let's move to the next point. So this was requested from customers. So the idea is that you have a reference and for your wind data, and you want to compare to another one. Example, you want to compare difference between the winter time and the summertime. What will be the increase or decrease in terms of frequency? Another way is to compare from nowadays to what will be in the future with climate change. So you can have, you can assess the impact and, of different source of climate, of windrows, to be more accurate. So this it's expressed in terms of delta. And you can make a scenario that's very helpful, I think. Okay, so let's move to the next point. Okay, this is quite big news also for those who are using topography. And remember that topography is needed whenever you have a slope more than 2.5%. So it's quite important to take care of that. Topography is always tricky, you know that, but it's necessary when you have a slope. But the drawback is that also it can take some time to display. Whenever you have a surface defined in height over the topography, so you may need to compute the correct altitude with respect to the height you define. So we have changed the algorithm, and it's now instantaneous. Let's say it takes seconds before it could take minutes. So it's much nice to visualize the mapping you have defined. It's not accelerating the computation. It's just the rendering of the surface. So it's more, it's more comfortable for usage. The next slide also was a request for a long time from the user. I know that in countries, some countries, you have regulation and according to wind speed criteria, but also according to the color map. So you have pre-select colors defined for countries, for Israel, Canada, and you have also typical presets, rainbow, gray, whatever you can find in all the software. And you can, of course, define your own color map, save it internal database, or you can export if you want to transfer to another computer. So that's it will save you a lot of time for your project, and it's very easy. Next, it's a small change. We are now looking at miscellaneous option. So it's when you have a project, you want to have a look where you have acceleration, discomforts, and you are browsing in your project. And at some point you are lost. So the idea, where can I come back? And you have a magic button to come back to the original point of view. So original point of view of the camera and zoom. It's on the bottom right. Let's move to the next point. And this was also a request from the customer for those who are post-processing the data. So it's export as CSV now. In the past, it was it's a exotic exports. So nowadays, it's export as normative, I would say, data CSV type. Next feature, it's small, but it's always nice. We change the look of UrbaWind, so you have new background with new colors. Okay, I think I cover everything. I hope you enjoy this new version. And of course, Guillaume, you want to add something?
Yeah, yes, of course. Thank you, Guillaume. So if you have any questions or you want a demo of the new version 2.5, feel free to contact us and to ask your question or a quotation to update your current version if you have already a version of UrbaWind. And also you will have access to the replay of this webinar by email, and feel free to contact us if you have any other needs. So thank you for your time.
Thank you
for your attention, and feel free to contact us in the future.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.